or lame. I don't know. The fact that there's no one here to either make fun of that statement or support it makes it a lot lamer. I realize. Okay, let's see. So where are we standing right now? We've got Walt's level 9, Cloverfeld's level 12. These guys are at 6. I really got to get these guys pumped up a little bit more. This is not going to really fly. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna hang out near the entrance. Just on the off chance that something goes wrong, I really don't want one of these guys dying because I was like a million miles away. Hilarious as would be to have Redmond fight a lower level Pikachu, I'm gonna have Cloverfeld clean up this mess. Alright, get out there. Ember. There's some serious moral issues to go along with this Pokemon universe here. I don't know if you ever thought about the concept of 10... I mean, everyone's made the joke about 10-year-olds like running around with shit that like can catch fire, explode, or electrocute people and stuff, and that's already bad enough, but like there are some concerns when one of the first areas you go to is a forest, a lush forest full of green stuff and people and bugs, and yet one of your options is a lizard with its tail on fire. Like, it's not that it can create fire, it's always on fire running through this forest. That seems a little bit, I don't know, eco-terrory? Maybe that's just me, but a little concerned about like the safety of these 10-year-olds running around. Like, that would be the same as, I don't know, running into the fucking redwood forest with like fucking tiki torch, just being like, yeah, I'm hanging out, dragging it along the ground. I don't know, seems a little bit unsafe. Overfilled. Now, thankfully, you don't always have to have a super high-level Pokemon to take on gym leaders, because at the end of the day, the AI is still not that bright. I don't know what it is, why they let it slide, but the AI for some of these trainers is just bone dead stupid, and they get pretty predictable the further into the game you go too. Like I still don't have any attacks that are thunder. Like, for example, I mean, in Black and White, it's usually the first one to do it, but most of their games, if you're fighting a trainer, usually, especially if you're fighting a gym leader in particular, a gym leader and especially the Elite Four, if they get down to their last Pokemon, and their Pokemon gets into the, I think even in the yellow in some of the games, usually into the red, they will use a full restore on them. So, like, don't use your little, like, oh, it's going to do 2 damage hit. No, like, you should be going for overkill all the time, because, for one, what's the harm in doing it? And 2, you're going to be swearing at yourself every single time that they pull out the full restore, and you're just like, oh, I used strength. Fuck me. Ooh, okay, yeah, we're going to go back to... Dude, you gotta see a doctor about that. That's creepy. I don't know. It's just me, but I think it's super creepy. Let's see. Burn him. Oh, burn him, burn him. Yeah, there you go. 18 points, fucking whoop-de-doo. Let's have a parade, bitches. Take this guy down without wasting time. There we go. That'll be fine. Electrocute. Oh, you didn't electrocute that one. Why is that? What is that? He'll be fainted. 22 points. Still not enough for a level up. Level him up, and I'm gonna jump back into town for a second. Oh, fucking goody. Let's get this guy. Shall we? Thank God that this game isn't as harsh with poison as others, because, like, for example, if you ever played the original Dragon Warrior, known as Dragon Quest to most of the rest of the world, but Dragon Warrior on the NES. And then again when they released it on the Game Boy Color. If you got poisoned, you took damage for every step you took. Like every individual step you take some kind of damage. Which would be absolutely ridiculous in a game like this. Like that would be abusive overkill. Granted, normally your Pokemon faints and it's not a big problem. For the hard mode challenge, that makes poison easily like one of the deadliest options to encounter in this game. Alright, heal it up, heal it up. Alright. Hope to see you again. Cool. Alrighty. Back to the forest we go. Alright. Swapped out the microphone batteries. I don't know if there's going to be a gap there in our audio, but hopefully not. Alright, we're going to stick with Redmond for a little while because he could use some levels just in case. I mean, if I absolutely need someone to pull clutch, he's going to be necessary there. I'm just hoping I can give him some kind of... I don't remember off the top of my head if Pikachu learns any non-electric moves at a low level. I don't think he does, but... I don't know. Honestly, even a quick attack would be nice. Just something so that if he has to go into battle, he's not going to be totally useless. That's kind of what I'm going for here. Zoom. Ah, not half. That's usually the litmus test for me there, if it's going to be... I mean, granted, it's not going to be a particularly difficult battle here, but if you can at least get them down to half health with one shot, you'll be done next. So, obvious math with Ray Desmond. Alrighty. There we go, another Weedle down. Alright, come on. This is another case, too, of really, really early recording compared to when it's actually going to come out. Like, right now it's mid-March. There's a very high probability that this video is not going to get seen until, like, the second week of April. Maybe the third week, even, I don't know. Totally relies on a couple different factors, like when we actually release these. I'm thinking the one year anniversary is probably when I released it. Also, just how many of these videos are putting. It'll depend if I'm putting up the FireRed and LeafGreen videos simultaneously, like if part 1 for both go up at the same time, part 2 go up at the same time, or if I alternate. And also, it's going to totally depend on how quickly John gets his videos taped too, because I mean, like, I think at this point I've probably made a little over an hour of video. So I've probably got about a week's worth of videos to work with here. That'll be nice and easy. It doesn't take much to be able to put together a bunch of 15-minute videos. Yeah. But this is one where both of us need to be on the ball, and that's pretty much why I'm recording this so much earlier than really necessary. Most of the other Let's Plays, I try to record a little closer to when they release, so that if there's any like comments on the YouTube page or anything like that, then we can respond possibly in video. That's what I'm gonna be doing sometime soon. I'm probably gonna be doing a Quest 64 Let's Play, just because it occurred to me not long ago just how awful that game was growing up, and I'm not sure if it's just because I was playing it wrong, or if I was missing some kind of detail or something, but that game was torture to me. And for some reason, did the game even have a save capability? I'm not sure if it had a save capability, because I remember every time I turned on the game, I was starting over. Maybe I just lost my save pack or something, I don't know. Also, save packs, that was a really surprisingly brief period of video gaming, because what you had before was basically what you have in the handheld systems right now, and what you had in like the NES and Super NES, and even a couple of the N64 games. And I think about half of them had a battery save in the pack itself. But sometimes the amount of information that you need to save kind of exceeded the full capacity of the cartridge, so you had to save externally. So I think the N64 was the only one. Well, I guess the GameCube kind of qualifies as well because it had the memory pack that went into the system itself. So for the N64 and the GameCube, you had the little memory packs or what have you. And then nowadays it's all internalized anyway. It's, all the game systems have a hard drive, so I'm a little bit pissed off because for the GameCube I have a 1,000-page memory pack that I've used for literally everything. And if you can't tell where the story's going already, you should always back up your data. You should always back up your data. You should always back up your data. No matter what computer system you're using, you should always be backing up your data. Because sadly, apparently, if your copy of Killer 7 gets a little too scratched, it'll start freaking out and just deleting shit and corrupting shit left and right. My game, which I had never played when I first got it because the first level was pissing me off. Like, for me, the elements of the game didn't really jive too well together. It's grown on me a little bit. It's still not exactly one of my favorite games, but it'll do. Problem was, if you saved, it wasn't a problem. But when you tried to save, it would then corrupt your game, if that makes any sense. It's really fucked up, but the only way that I've found that I can safely save the game is if I save and then immediately turn it off the second the save is done. Sadly, this was only learned after it corrupted my entire 1,000 pit. Oh, shit me.